The FBI has come under fire quite a bit lately for how it completely mishandled the Parkland, Florida situation. But now we're finding out that not only have they kind of bungled that, but they tied themselves to a very dubious company. Of course, I'm referring to the Geek Squad, the subsidiary of Best Buy that likes to really overcharge for everything and try to get you on those ridiculous warranties and plans. No thank you, Geek Squad. I just need this hardware installed. I don't need you to sell me a whole new computer. So anyway, Best Buy's Geek Squad tech support service has been accused of having a close relationship with the FBI, allegedly taking money in return for information and evidence of customers' criminal activity, according to a report. Now that is freaky. Now we've heard stories over the years of good guy Geek Squad coming in, looking at someone's computer, you know, guy brings in a laptop's not working. There's a freaking ransomware on there because I'm looking at a crazy ass porn site. And then they go and they find very interesting photos. And the photos that they find on there are not good. They're bad. In fact, they are very bad. And so what these good guy Geek Squad employees do is they turn them into the authorities. Now I'm wondering if that might have been one of the reasons why a relationship like this may have taken place, where they are to report on what they find when looking in someone's computer. Because you think that this kind of employee is not going to sit there and dive into your personal bits, right? I mean, let's be realistic. We're all voyeurs in one way or another. If someone leaves you alone with their computer, you're probably gonna go digging for something, right? I mean, it's just kind of natural. Let's see what Michael's got in the folder marked porn. Oh, it's just old Home and Garden magazines. He tricked me. That card. Anyway. In an article titled, Geek Squad's relationship with FBI is cozier than we thought, the Electronic Frontier Foundation claimed Best Buy's customer tech support teams have had a close relationship with the government for years. Geek Squad, a subsidiary of Best Buy which repairs electronic devices and provides tech support to customers, has been accused by the EFF of taking money from the FBI in return for information and evidence of illegal content and activity found on devices which are sent in for repair. So, I mean, obviously what they're looking for is like child pornography. That would probably be the number one thing. And then there's always a question. Are they looking for like the remnants of Napster? How many gigaflops of pirated music do you have on your hard drive, right? Are they going to find all of your stolen ABBA CDs? Maybe they're going to find that screenplay you've been working on but never finished, you know, or God forbid, all of your ROMs. Those sons of bitches coming after your MAME. Right. But I'm just saying, it's like we don't necessarily know what all of it is, but CP is probably really highly up there. After the prosecution of a California doctor revealed the FBI's ties to a Best Buy Geek Squad computer repair facility in Kentucky, new documents released to EFF show that the relationship goes back years. The records also confirm that the FBI has paid Geek Squad employees as informants. The EFF filed a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit last year to learn more about how the FBI uses Geek Squad employees to flag illegal material when people pay Best Buy to repair their computers. The relationship potentially circumvents computers' owners' Fourth Rights Amendments, which is entirely possible. It's also basically trying to say that the entire plot premise for the television show Chuck was based on reality. Someone should send this to Adam Baldwin and just be all like, hey man, what's it like being in a show that was based on real life? So it says the documents released to the EFF show that Best Buy officials have enjoyed a particularly close relationship with the agency for at least 10 years. For example, an FBI memo from September 2008 details how Best Buy hosted a meeting of the agency's cyber working group at the company's Kentucky repair facility, saying the memo and related email show that Geek Squad employees who also gave FBI's officials a tour of the facility before the meeting, and makes clear that law enforcement agency's Louisville division maintained a close liaison with Geek Squad's management in an effort to glean case initiations and to support the division's computer intrusion and cybercrime programs, which kind of makes me really question if it's just Kentucky, like what were they looking for? And why Louisville? Like you never hear anything out of Louisville, right? Like, I mean, you never hear much. Maybe they're making moonshine. They're growing illegal weed. You know, like, I mean, that's the kind of like stereotypical thing you're going to hear coming out of Kentucky. It's not really the most modern when it comes to high-tech crimes. It's a lot of you see my sister, she's also my wife. It's kind of like that. And my apologies if you're from Kentucky and your sister wife is a real thing. A document obtained by the EFF also shows that a $500 payment to a Geek Squad employee from the FBI, which the EFF linked to a case of a man who was charged with possession of child pornography after sending his computer to be repaired by the Geek Squad. And that, again, is probably the number one thing. And that makes sense. I'm actually wholeheartedly not against that. But if it does violate the consumer's Fourth Amendment rights, that is a problem. Because I don't want anyone's rights trampled on. But I also want child pornography to stop. It's one of those moments where you're like, I don't know what to say. Anyway, other documents show, over the years of working with Geek Squad employees, FBI agents developed a process for investigating and prosecuting people who sent their devices to Geek Squad for repairs. The documents detail a series of FBI investigations in which a Geek Squad employee would call the FBI's Louisville field office after finding what they believed was child pornography. The FBI agent would show up, review the images or video, and determine whether they believe they are illegal content. After that, they would seize the hard drive or computer and send it to another FBI field office near where the owner of the device lived. The agents at the local FBI office would then investigate further and in some cases try to obtain a warrant to search the device. So I'm guessing that the Louisville office is just like their hub for where they send parts, where they send computers that don't work. All right. Because I mean, like, I don't have much experience with Geek Squad outside of them installing the motherboard on this computer last summer. But even then, I'm just kind of like, do they send it off? Because if they were to send it off somewhere, that would make sense as to them doing like the deep dive on the computer. But as mentioned in the chat earlier, never give your computer away to anybody. Don't. Or stand there with them and watch them fix it. Right? Like, just don't, because you don't know what they're looking for. You don't know. I mean, like, I had a couple friends of mine that worked for a Target photo hut. Now, you know that if you take any kind of salacious photo to get developed at a Target or a Walmart or a photo hut or whatever, people are going to find that because they have to proof all the photos, and then they're going to find the negative and they're going to make a copy of it and keep a copy of it for yourself. So if you are an attractive young woman who went out to a spring break at Havasu, Lake Havasu or something, and showed off your tatas for some dude with a 35mm camera or something, it's entirely possible that your boobs have been looked at by way more people than you wanted them to, and maybe uploaded to the internet. So again, you always want to be really careful about where you do things and how you do things. Now, the Electronic Frontier Foundation has published 2 documents amounting to over 150 pages, which they claim shows collusion between Geek Squad and the FBI, and they have it available on the website if you want to look at it. So, I guess if you were to, I mean, we don't want anyone to lose their rights, but you also want to track down this kind of, you also want to like stop child pornography. But at the same time, do those rights pertain to people who witness it, right? So I mean, like, does it supersede those rights? If I am looking at someone's computer and I'm repairing it, and I go and I find this sort of thing, if I don't turn it in, then like I'm aiding a child being injured, essentially, right? Like, there's an argument to be made for that. It's a tough argument, but it's one that could be made. And then you still have to report a crime, because even seeing child pornography or alleged child pornography is something you should report. So it's kind of one of those weird things. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to honestly put this to the chat and to the comment section, because is there a right answer here? Is Geek Squad in the right for turning it in? Probably. But is Geek Squad employees in the wrong for being paid by the FBI to act as informants? Now, it's probably legally on the up and up because it's the FBI. They can kind of do whatever the hell they want. But it's a question that should probably be asked by basically everyone who is curious about whether or not their privacy is being invaded by the FBI through a third party that you trust to fix your computer. And I hope that the FBI comes out and has a solid explanation for all this, because it doesn't necessarily look the best for them, even if their intentions are 100% pure. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't already, thumbs it up, hit on that subscribe, check out 3 Buck Theater, check out Mundane Chats, or if you just want to help support the channel, the best way to do that is patreon.com/mundanematt, link below in the video description. Thank you guys again, have yourself a great day, and peace out.